Welcome back. In this edition of our GRE Why ROC feature, talking about this $50 million investment by Genesee Brewing's parent company being FIFCO USA and the ripple effects that will be here locally. We have Mary Beth Popp, VP of Corporate and Brand Communications here in studio. Glad you're here. First off, let's start with this investment. What will it mean for operations here in Rochester?
And thanks for having us. We really appreciate it. So over the years, since about 2009, we have invested over $250 million. That's just to upkeep the brewery as well as some other significant investments along the way. This $50 million investment is specifically to create a world-class packaging facility right here in Rochester, as well as build extra capacity to make new products. So we're really excited about it.
On that, what products will be coming out of here? I know everyone has their favorite.
So of course we're going to continue to make Genesee and Genesee specialty products. We're always going to do that. People don't know that we make Seagram's Escapes here as well, and that's actually one of our largest brands in the company, and that's sold all throughout the entire United States. We recently rolled out Lipton Hard Iced Tea. It's a brand that we own, and it's made right here in Rochester. And then Labatt Blue and Blue Light, which have traditionally been made in Canada and still are, we're supplementing the production in Rochester. Last year we couldn't make enough to meet the demand across the Northeast, so this year we'll have plenty.
On that of rolling out so much and this being an older site, you mentioned how you've always made upgrades to it, just utilizing that space. How's that come to fruition?
So traditionally, we've always kind of been like the Willy Wonka chocolate factory, and we've had to like build on things utilizing the space that we have, which it's made it kind of inefficient. So what we're doing this time is we've taken one of our warehouse spaces and we've emptied it, and we're creating our world-class packaging facility right in that facility. So it's an empty slate, so we can lay it out however we want, which makes it a lot more efficient, in fact 70% more efficient. And it also has a lot of flexibility, so as new trends come up in the marketplace, we're able to easily add to that line without putting things on top of each other, which is what we've done traditionally given the space constraints that we've had.
On that, you've kind of alluded to it of why staying in Rochester versus finding a bigger space elsewhere or moving it. How important was it to do it here?
It's extremely important. You know, if you look at just like from a math perspective, it might make sense to just build a brand new brewery, but Genesee is so much more than a brewery.
Yes.
It has a legacy here. We've had multiple generations of people working for the facility. We have father and son teams currently on staff. We have 5 different unions represented in our brewery. And of course, the commitment is also within the community. It means a lot to the community to be here. So we continue to invest so that the oldest brewery in New York State can remain competitive in a very competitive industry and space.
And a lot of that has to do with people like GRE, state funding support, coming together, that teamwork. Mary Beth, thank you for sharing that. Well, one more point?
Yeah, I did want to make one more point. So so one of the biggest things was, you know, when we were thinking about making this investment and bringing some of the Labatt production here, we did work very closely with New York State officials, Monroe County, City of Rochester, and GRE played an integral role. They actually guided us through that process and really helped us put this whole package together. So we are extremely appreciative of GRE.
Taking what's old, making it new, and keeping the classics there. Thank you for sharing that. You want to learn more about what's going on with FIFCO USA, again, parent company there at Ginny, and this $50 million surge in investment. You can find that under the Why ROC section of RochesterFirst.com.